Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are strapping in for an absolute high-stakes exploration.
Yeah, definitely.
We're diving into source material detailing China's next-generation air combat systems.
The big stuff.
And for you, the listener, this is basically a crash course, understanding the technological leaps reshaping global air power, like, right now.
It's really more than just, new planes. It's a systematic overhaul.
How so?
When we synthesized the sources, the picture wasn't incremental upgrades. Not at all.
Okay.
It was this rapid, coordinated move toward, total system superiority. We're talking integrated manned and unmanned platforms.
Right.
Rolling out drones the size of strategic bombers.
Seriously, bomber size.
Yeah. And establishing a full-spectrum electronic command structure designed to paralyze opponents.
Wow, that sounds less like an upgrade, more like a complete rethink of air warfare.
Exactly.
So our mission today, cut through the noise, figure out what these key pieces of hardware are, what they mean strategically, and, how they stack up globally. Let's unpack this, starting with the next-gen manned aircraft, J-36.
The J-36. Yeah, that's certainly the star of the show and the sixth-gen candidate pool right now.
Okay.
What the sources show us is a platform moving aggressively toward final production. You can sort of see it in the documented mods to the second prototype.
Like watching the final blueprints being stamped.
Pretty much, yeah.
So specifically those structural changes you mentioned, tail fin, exhaust, the intake, what's the insight there?
Okay, the biggest change noted is probably the air intake.
Right.
They switched the original, more vertical DSI intake. That's the diverterless supersonic intake.
Yeah, I know it. Manages airflow.
Right. They switched that to a new kind of flattened shape.
And that signals.
Stealth. Laser focus on low observability. Changing that complex curve, you're optimizing the airframe specifically to reduce radar reflection from multiple angles.
So they're really finalizing the ship for production, minimizing its cross-section.
Exactly. It shows they're really locking down the design.
And the practical stuff, like the landing gear, that tells a story too, right?
Yeah.
Shifting from tandem wheels
One in front of the other.
to a parallel dual tire system. That sounds like a minor detail.
It's the kind of detail planners obsess over, though. Changing gear config isn't cheap or simple.
Right.
It immediately adjusts weight distribution, structural stress limits, determines the aircraft's eventual max takeoff weight.
So this isn't just tinkering.
No. They're finalizing mass production blueprints. The long R&D phase seems pretty much over for this aspect.
Speaking of weight, the sources mention another prototype model, the J-50.
Oh, yes.
Described as being close to the bomber's target in size. Wait a second. A fighter frame the size of a light bomber.
Yeah. Astonishing scale creep, isn't it?
It is. What does that imply?
It indicates a future platform likely designed for massive fuel capacity.
Yeah.
Deep strike penetration, long endurance, pushing the boundaries of what we even call a fighter.
Okay, but here's where it gets really science fiction territory. The terrifying flying wing, this third mysterious aircraft in photos, speculated to be an unmanned sixth-gen fighter? Or maybe a loyal wingman?
Right, the unmanned one.
The key detail. Pure W-shape flying wing design. Absolutely no vertical tail fin.
And that is a massive deal, aerodynamically and technologically.
Why? Just stealth.
Well, vertical tails are huge radar reflectors, so yeah, getting rid of them boosts stealth dramatically.
I
But
hate.
stability. You lose inherent stability without a tail.
So, how does it stay airborne? Magic.
Not quite. It relies entirely on computer control. Constant tiny adjustments to the wing surfaces by the flight control software.
Just computers keeping it level.
Basically, yes. All the yaw and pitch control is digital. It shows immense confidence in their avionics.
That seems risky.
It is. I mean, look at U.S. history. Early flying wings, like the Nighthawk even, faced huge skepticism precisely because there's zero margin for error if the computers fail.
So if they're successfully testing a tailless flying wing,
It means their flight control software is incredibly mature, reliable. They're trusting complex code over traditional aerodynamics. That's a breakthrough.
okay, that sets the stage perfectly for the unmanned giants. Let's talk Attack 11, GJ-11.
Right.
This isn't a prototype. Sources confirm it's deployed in combat and mass production since, 2019 or 2021?
It's fully operational, and it's a formidable piece of kit. Yeah. 10-ton tonnage, 5th-gen equivalent stealth, speeds up to Mach 0.8,
Its role.
deep penetration, breaching sophisticated air defenses. It carries anti-radiation missiles, does electronic recon.
And the naval angle is crucial here.
Absolutely critical. The Attack 11 has this specific feature. Its wings fold. The sources call it a memory anklet design.
Folding wings for carrier use.
Exactly. Allows rapid compact stowage, so it could deploy from carriers like the Fujian or even the Type 076 amphib assault ship.
Which instantly extends their strike range, Taiwan Strait, South China Sea.
Dramatically, and without risking a manned fighter pilot.
Okay, so Attack 11, large operational stealthy drone. Got it. But then the sources brought up the GJX.
The GJX.
The super large bomber-sized drone. This is where you stopped me in my tracks earlier.
The GJX is the real shocker, isn't it? Sources describe it standing 42 meters tall.
42 meters for context.
That's the size of a Boeing 737, or almost identical in scale to the U.S. B-21 Raider strategic bomber.
An unmanned vehicle doing the strategic bombing role?
That seems to be the implication.
What are the consequences of deploying something that size without a pilot?
It fundamentally changes the cost effectiveness, the risk profile of strategic bombing.
How so?
Sources suggest it has exceptionally low radar reflection, advanced paints, AI for battlefield decision-making potential.
And payload, if it's B-21 sized.
Could be upwards of 40 tons, if it matches. Think about it. Manned strategic bombing is hugely expensive. High safety requirements put highly trained crews at risk.
Right.
If an autonomous 42-meter drone can do the same job, well, manned strategic bombers might become obsolete faster than we think.
And controlling something like that remotely, from some far-off base.
Speaks volumes about their progress in remote and electronic control systems, yeah.
But let's be honest, all the stealth and size,
No.
it means nothing if you can't fight in the electromagnetic spectrum, right?
Precisely. If you don't control the EM spectrum, your fancy hardware is flying blind. Or worse.
Which is why the sources spent time on their electronic warfare push, centered on the J-15D.
Exactly. The EW piece is critical, and the J-15D is their main platform for it.
That's the EW version of the J-15 fighter, their Growler equivalent, basically.
Correct. Similar to the U.S. Navy's EA-18G Growler.
What capabilities does it bring?
Purely jamming and suppression of enemy air defenses. It carries 3 external EW pods. 2 are cleverly mounted below the engine intakes. And crucially, it uses the KDOMAR system for catapult launches off carriers like the Fujian.
Okay. But the sources highlighted a key advantage, range.
Yes. Range superiority. They mentioned 3,000 kilometers versus the Growler's 2,400.
That's 600 kilometers difference. Why is that extra range so vital for carrier ops?
That 600 kilometers is it's exponential when you're talking carriers, especially in contested seas like the South China Sea.
Okay.
It means the carrier group can stay much further back.
Yeah.
Operate safer, deeper in an area of denial.
While the J-15D can still reach out.
Exactly. Escort strike packages, paralyze enemy radar at the extreme edge. Plus, that extra endurance means more time on station, actively jamming.
Which brings us to the big picture idea. Systematic warfare, orchestrated by the J-20.
That's the core philosophical leap here.
It's not just about individual planes anymore.
Not at all. The J-20, their main 5th-gen stealth fighter, is now seen in a 2-seater variant.
Right.
And that backseat isn't just a WSO. It's apparently a dedicated tactical commander.
Commanding what?
Capable of networking and commanding up to 6 loyal wingman drones, like the Attack 11 we discussed.
So the pilot evolves into a sort of tactical network administrator, commanding a swarm.
That's a good way to put it. The strategy laid out is clear. J-20 for maneuver, confrontation, J-16s or J-15Ds for targeting, and EW.
And the drones.
Push the drones forward for the strike, or even just to soak up incoming fire, save the manned asset.
The ultimate goal being
To, and this is a quote from the material, paralyze the opponent. With double interference, EW techniques before kinetic engagement even starts.
an integrated 1-2 punch, stealth and electronic dominance.
Devastating, potentially.
And this systematic approach allows for incredible force projection. Regionally, where are they flexing this new tech?
The sources specifically note deployments of advanced stealth fighters in high-altitude areas, like Tibet.
Radiating throughout South Asia.
Right. It serves as a clear public demonstration of technological superiority. Project's force highlights the tech gap, which some sources claim is like 10, 20 years compared to India, for instance.
And globally, the US, Europe, they're working on similar things, right? CCA programs, Valkyrie, XQ-67.
They are absolutely scrambling to field similar systems.
So who's leading? Development versus implementation?
Well, while the West has very sophisticated R&D, the sources strongly suggest China's combination of rapid development and sheer manufacturing scale
Uh-huh.
currently gives them the lead in fielding operational large stealth drones, like the Attack 11.
Hmm.
They seem to be moving faster from concept to actual mass deployment.
Okay. Before we wrap up, there was one fascinating little detail in the sources. It kind of underscores a philosophical difference.
You mean the vehicle tender?
Yeah, the U.S. tender involving a Tesla.
The Cybertruck, yes.
Yeah.
The U.S. Air Force issued a tender for 33 various vehicles, logistics, missile testing support, and they specifically chose the Tesla Cybertruck.
Not for its battery life, presumably.
Apparently not. They chose it specifically for its angular stainless steel, rugged design.
Why that design? For missile testing.
The angular structure and stainless steel are apparently ideal for testing resistance to impact, hardening vehicles against battlefield stress.
Huh. So what's the point?
The point is the contrast. While one side seems focused on rapidly fielding these massive autonomous offensive air platforms like the GJX,
Right.
the other is stress testing ground logistics vehicles for hardening against future impacts. It highlights this really interesting juxtaposition of priorities.
Offensive leap versus shoring up the ground support chain.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, that distinction really does crystallize things. So, to bring it all back home for you, the listener, we've looked at the refined, seemingly production-ready J-36, the shocking emergence of the bomber-sized GJX drone,
The big one.
and this establishment of a full-spectrum electronic command structure. The J-20 is the system commander of a drone swarm.
It's a shift.
Yeah, a big shift. Future air combat looks like it's about integrated coordination, remote command, AI-assisted decision-making, much more than just pilot skill or individual plane stats.
And this rapid, large-scale automation, especially with that GJX, it raises the ultimate provocative question we should probably leave you with.
Go for it.
If the military race is now squarely focused on developing these next-gen unmanned platforms, and we now have confirmed, or sources strongly suggest, the existence of this 42-meter bomber-sized unmanned drone, what does that actually mean for the future survival of the manned strategic bomber? Is its role now just acting as a vulnerable command center for machines that are faster, cheaper, and ultimately expendable? Something to think about.